If you were going to cross the Atlantic, would you do it like this? Benoit Marie did. In last year's Mini Transat race from Las Palmas to Guadeloupe, he set a new distance record and led until the final day when he was pipped to the finish by Mathis Bourgon on Assomast. Throughout last season, Marie's Nicomatic dominated the mini circuit, winning many of the qualifying events. And when you see what a 6.5 metre boat can do when it gets up onto its foils, it's hardly surprising. At full bore, he was hitting over 30 knots and set a new 24-hour record at 352 miles in a day in a 6.5 metre boat. That's just 21 feet in old money. Typically, the top speed of a Mini is just over half of that. But foiling is still unusual in this class. Nicomatic was the only foiler in the race. And as Bourgon demonstrated aboard his 2017 built Etienne Bertrand design, you don't need the latest machine to win, at least not yet. But it does seem likely that if the all-round performance can be improved and the complexity reduced, foiling is going to weave its way into this fleet too. Whatever the result, it's great to see the unrestrained free thinking that this class allows, and certainly provides a few clues as to where other bigger race boats might be heading. Aside from racing his Mini, Benoit Marie has been concentrating on the big picture and imagining how we might want to go cruising in the future. And together with Clément Berco, this is what they've come up with. Skaw A, as she's known, is 12 metres long and shares the same overall scow concept that has become so popular in the Mini 6.5s and particularly the Class 40s. Now, I appreciate that you might struggle to warm to this overall style and wonder why you'd ever want a cruising boat shaped like a rounded off brick. But there's plenty to recommend it. Skaw A is 12 metres long, 4.87 metres wide and has a lifting centreboard style keel that provides a draft of between 3.5 and 1.2 metres when it's fully retracted. She weighs just 5.5 tonnes and perhaps most importantly has a pair of large seafoils. And while these don't aim to lift the entire boat, they do generate huge amounts of righting moment the faster you go. It's these that make a big contribution to the predicted average boat speeds of between 12 to 18 knots, but with very little heel. The scow hull form also provides a great deal of form stability, or power in simple terms. Plus they can plane more readily too, and they're very well balanced when they're heeled and so easy to helm. But the fact is that for many the scow configuration still looks a bit weird, and until quite recently didn't have a great reputation for going upwind in a short chop. The additional wetted surface area was a drawback too, with more drag than a conventional hull form. Having said that, development over recent years in the Minis and the Class 40s has meant that several of these issues have been addressed. But there's also a huge benefit when you go below, and that's volume. Just look at it. This is a design that has stacks of it. In fact, their claim is that Skaw A has the interior volume of a catamaran the same size. And this is no kite flying exercise. The first boat is under construction in Lorient and due to be launched later this year. So if you've been to the start of some of the big offshore events and looked at the rafts of bulbous bluff-bowed Class 40s and wondered how you could ever love such a thing, well, maybe it's time to start getting used to the idea, because it seems like the configuration is catching on. And talking of Class 40s, you'll remember that we ran a piece a little while ago about the Globe 40 race, the double-handed race around the world in Class 40s. When we last saw them, they were heading towards the most remote part of the Southern Ocean, Point Nemo, on their way to the finish in Valparaiso in Chile. Well, that finish turned out to be incredibly tight. After more than 7,000 miles, Belgian Ocean Racing, sailed by Benoit Marie and Jamilia Tazin, were 5 miles ahead of Antoine Carpentier and Alan Roberts aboard Credit Mutuelle. Victory looked like it was in the bag, until Belgian Ocean Racing ran into a windless hole just 1 mile from the finish and parked up. Credit Mutuelle came charging in from behind, but they too got stuck in no breeze, leaving both boats to duel at a snail's pace to the finish.
On avait vraiment cravaché pour créer de la distance avec Credit Mutuelle pour prendre un petit coussin. Et en fait, on avait mal estimé le dévent qu'il pouvait y avoir sur la ligne. Vraiment, on s'est fait surprendre. En une seconde, on s'est rendu compte que c'était trop tard, qu'on était complètement sans vent.
C'était un peu inattendu parce que les Belges avaient réussi à faire un trou sur nous avant de rentrer dans la baie. Et puis en fait, ils nous ont attendus à l'entrée de la baie, gentiment, arrêtés dans la molle.
Je me suis posé la question de combien de temps on a passé dans la molle là. Je pense qu'on a au moins passé 1 heure, 1 heure et demie. Tu vois qu'il reste 500 mètres à la ligne d'arrivée. Je me suis dit, 500 mètres à moins de 0,4 nœuds, ça va être très très long.
On avait mis en place très vite fait un petit plan pour faire le tour de la molle et franchement, je pense qu'on a hyper bien navigué. On avait un petit plan, on a resté sur notre plan, on était très dynamique sur l'eau avec les réglages des voiles, les choix des voiles, les trajectoires. Et nous, on pense que ça paye parce qu'on pense qu'on a croisé la ligne en première et c'est ce qu'eux, ils ont pensé aussi.
On ne sait pas qui a gagné, hein. Donc on ne sait pas. Pour nous, c'est square, ça joue à la seconde. On va digérer ça cette nuit, on va essayer de dormir. Mais ça fait une arrivée qui sera dans les annales de la course au large, je pense, et qui sera dur à faire plus serré. Mais c'est un truc de dingue, c'est une étape de fou. Moi qui restera gravé dans ma mémoire toute ma vie, quoi.
And in the end, given the importance of this leg and with a points coefficient of 3, the race committee decided to declare it a draw. So, after 4 legs, the result leaves both teams at the top of the overall rankings, with Belgian Ocean Racing just 2 points ahead. The next leg is another big one. It takes the fleet south around Cape Horn and up to Recife in Brazil.